whenever we talk about bhakti in Shaiva or even bhakti in general, Manikavasagar plays an important role there. If one is interested to know about bhakti, how an Atma suffers in the absence of its Swami, they should definitely read Tiruvasagam. In Tiruvasagam, there is one special thing. Almost in all Padigam, Jnanasambandar considers himself so low. He even calls himself as Nayanam Kadayan. That is, he is even lower than a dog. And Shiva, you are so great, you have taken even me as your disciple. It makes me fear that even I should even go near Shiva, because I am definitely lower than Manikavasagar, who considers himself very low. So let's see about Manikavasagar. Manikavasagar is considered as an incarnation of Shiva himself. Born to Shivanyanavatthi and Shambhupada Hridaya in Tiruvadavur in the month of Margazhi, in the nakshatram of Tiruvadri, which is Shiva's nakshatram. Manikavasagar belonged to the Brahmarayar sect or the Amadhya Brahmana sect. Tiruvadavurar or Manikavasagar was very well versed in all Shastras. He was so well versed in Shastras that he became the minister of Pandya Rajasabha. He became the prime minister to the king Arimardana Pandya. When timeline of Arimardana Pandya is considered, it's very disputed. Many people say that he is Varaguna, but let's leave it to the academic debate. So when Swami is the prime minister at Varaguna's Rajasabha, he asked Swami to go to Kilakarai, that is to the eastern sea, and get Arabian horses which was traded there. Which was quite a pretty normal thing in Pandya country to buy Arabian horses. So Swami also starts from Madurai and leaves to Kilakarai. In the en route to Kilakarai, he stays in Thiruperamburai. He makes a camp there and stays a night there. There, he sees a group of people seated near the Kurunda Maram. He goes there nearby. He saw Guru seated in a higher platform and his Shishya seated there in the lower platform. And that Guru was Parameshwara himself. Parameshwara saw the Manikavasagar who came there. He gave him the Nayana Diksha by seeing. Then he touched Manikavasagar, which was Parsha Diksha by touching. And then he placed his lotus feet on Manikavasagar's head, which is Diksha by Thiruvadi Diksha, which is the most biggest Diksha that anyone can get in Shaiva Siddhanta. So after getting this Diksha, Manikavasagar felt like he was in Kailasha with this material body. He got moksha, he got Sivasadicha. He was so enchanted with bhakti. He wanted to give something to Shiva in return as Guru Dakshina. So he decided to build a temple for Shiva in Thiruperamburai. And with the money given to buy horses, he builds a Shiva temple there. Which is Atmanada Swami temple, where there is no Shivalingam, no Nandi, no Kodimaram, and it is a Shivalaya. So Manikavasagar builds a Shiva temple there, and he was already sent by Pandya king to buy horses. Right? So Pandya king, who was worried by Manikavasagar who did not come, sent his men to him. He, those men came searching for Manikavasagar. They found him in Thiruperamburai as a Shivanadi. Without the Mudalamichar Thirukolam, that is, he did not wear his pattu, his greedam, his kundalam. He was like smeared with ash. He was wearing only Rudraksham. And Manikavasagar, with great belief on Shiva, he said that you go to Madurai, you will get your horses. When these people, kingsmen, came to Pandya and said that your horses are on the way, Shiva came to Pandya's Rajasabha and gave the horses. These horses were tied in this stable. At the night, all these horses became foxes. these foxes started to bite the horses and damage the country. It almost ransacked Madurai. Raja was very angry on Manikavasagar. He thought he did this. So he asked his men to arrest Manikavasagar and put him in the jail. One among which was Manikavasagar being rolled in Madurai's Vaigai bed, and Vaigai becoming flooded, and Pittukku Mansumanda Leelai. So this Pittukku Mansumanda Leelai happens. What is this Pittukku Mansumanda Leelai? We'll discuss in some other occasion. So after knowing that Manikavasagar was a blessed soul, was something like was someone very great, and Shiva himself said that you have to release Manikavasagar and you should not give him the post of minister. He should be my bhakta, he should be my devotee, he should go to various places and sing my glory. And Pandya also agrees with it. Manikavasagar, after Thiruparandurai, he goes to Uttarakosamangai. Uttarakosamangai is very close to Manikavasagar's heart, and he sings lot of Padikam there. One among which is Ponnunjal. Imagine Shiva and Parvati being seated in a golden plank with a swing with golden plank, and pearls being its rope which is being suspended, and corals being the foot of the Unjal. He sings Ponnunjal there. He goes to various places, one among which is Thirukazhigundram, which is near Chennai, and he goes to Perumbatrapuliyur, Chidambaram. At Chidambaram, there was various episodes in Manikavasagar's life which was very related to Chidambaram. He stayed in Chidambaram, and a group of Bauddhas from Sri Lanka came to Chidambaram debating about which religion is weaker, Bauddhism or Shaivam. Thirumanikavasagar debated with them, and he won the debate. There is also an episode where Manikavasagar completed Thiruvasagam, and he thought that it should be recorded somewhere. So he was very worried, and he was in Chidambaram. So Lord of Chidambaram, Nataraja himself came as a scribe to him and said that Adiyan Pattolai kolla vandhen, that is, I came here as a scribe to write your Thiruvasagam. And overnight he wrote Thiruvasagam, and that was placed about the Panchakshara Padi in Chidambaram. Till date, Chidambaram is considered where Manikavasagar lives till now. In the Anithirumanjana Utsavam of Nataraja, in the last day in Ani Magam, Thirumanikavasagar's Aikya Utsavam is being conducted. That is the same way that Thirumanikavasagar went inside the Thillai Chitsabai and became one with the Shiva Tattva. So let's see one composition of Manikavasagar. Innisai Veenayar Yadinar Urupal, Irukkodu Thothiram Embinar Urupal, Thunniya Pinaimalar Kaiyinar Urupal, Olugayar, Alugayar, Thuvalgayar Urupal, Senniyil Anjali Kuppinar Urupal, Thiruperundurai Sivaperumaane, Ennayum Aatkkondu Innarul Puriyum, Sivaperumaan Palliyezhundharulage. He says that Innisai Veenayar Yadinar Urupal. We can see the clear differentiation between Veenai and Yad here. And he says, Innisai Veenayar Yadinar Urupal. Like Shiva is very much immersed in music. He loves music so much that you can sing music and you can melt him out. You could see that in Ravana's episode of lifting Kailasha Parvata with his Garvabhanga. And Irukkodu Thothiram Embinar Urupal. That is Rigveda, considered as most biggest stotram. That is why is Veda called a stotram? Because it's Stuti basically. So it's called a stotram. And best among Vedas is Rigveda. So Rigveda is like it comes first. Irukkodu Thothiram Embinar Urupal. Thunniya Pinaimalar Kaiyinar Urupal. People with various kind of malas which strung flowers are here. Tolugayar, Alugayar, Thuvalgayar Urupal. People who are bowing to Shiva with their joint hands who are crying, who fainted with bhakti. We could see this as one person's emotions. Like he comes to the Tiruparandurai Shiva's doorstep, he sees that environment there makes him Turdal. But first step is he makes the Anjali Mudra and he worships Shiva. Second step is Arudal. He cries with his nature, with his like he is very simple yet very complex. He is like one small linga over there, and he is the Parakasha in the Shiva, and he is the Shiva Tattva. And Tuvalgaya, with thinking about the Parashiva, he faints. Then Senniyil Anjali Kupina Rupa. When the other person says that, hey, see the doors are open, you can see Shiva now, and he puts his arms over his head and he starts putting the Anjali Mudra. Senniyil Anjali Kupina Rupa. Thiruperandurai Sivavarumane. என்னையும் ஆட்கொண்டு இன்னொரு புரியும் சிவபெருமான் பள்ளி எழுந்தல்ல. என்னையும் the smallest of small, worst of low being me, have taken me as a disciple. Shiva, please get up. That is the just a small nutshell meaning of this Padingal. We could see that Manikavasagar sings more compositions which was handled by Alvars, like Tirupalli Ezhchi and Ponnunjal are all sung by Alvars. So Manikavasagar, with such an amount of bhakti, is not in Tiruttondar Thogai or Tiruttondar Andadi or even Periya Puranam as such. Let's see why. There are many concepts for why he is not in Tiruttondar Thogai. First is, they say that Sundara's period was before Manikavasagar, and that was one argument. Another argument was that Manikavasagar was Shiva himself. Like he was born in Adra Nakshatram, and he became one with Shiva in the Parakasha and Chitsabai, and he is always picturized with ashes smeared all over his body and Chatamudi. He is considered as Shiva himself. And another speciality in Thiruperandurai is, in Avudayar Koil, there is no Utsavam for Shiva. There is Manikavasagar. Manikavasagar is such a great being, and I don't know how to put this to an end. And I would recommend everybody to read all his greatness as a beautiful Utsavam celebrated in Thiruperandurai. In Thiruperandurai, there is no Utsavam celebrated for Shiva. There is only Utsavam celebrated for Manikavasagar. As such, in the temple, there is no Utsava Tirumeni for any of the deities there. Not for Subramanyar, Shakti, Shivan, not even Vinayakar. There is only Utsava Tirumeni for Manikavasagar, which is very, very, very beautiful. In Thiruperandurai, there is two Utsavam conducted. First Utsavam is the Ani Thirumanjalam Utsavam, which celebrates the Aikya Utsavam of Manikavasagar, which is like a 10 days Utsavam. And another Utsavam falls in the month of Margazhi, which ends in the day of Margazhi Tiruvadri, which is the birth star of Manikavasagar. In these two Utsavam, Manikavasagar mounts all the Vahanam which is meant for Shiva, right from Chandraprabhai to Rishabha Vahanam. Like Rishabha Vahanam is mentioned only for Shiva, Parvati and Chandesha. Manikavasagar mounts this Rishabha Vahanam. So Manikavasagar is considered as Shiva here. This Manikavasagar, with all his greatness, in his last few days, he was in Chidambaram. He was commissioned by Shiva on the day of Ani Magam. Even now, in Chidambaram, on the day of Ani Magam, Nataraja and Shivagami, after giving darshan at the Airangal Mandapam, the Ani Thirumanjana darshanam, come dancing and come to the Chitsabha. Ambal enters the Chitsabha first, Nataraja Swami enters the Chitsabha, and Manikavasagar waits at the doorstep of Chitsabha. At that time, enormous amount of dhupam is put, and the place is made to look smoky, and with the chanting of Thiruvasagar, a small silk thread is put over Thirumanikavasagar, and Manikavasagar is pulled inside Chitsabai. It is a beautiful event every year conducted in Chidambaram, which is a must watch for every human being. And concluding, if you want to, in Ramayana they said that if you want to count the number of bhaktas in Ramayana, you count Bharata with one hand and you don't count anybody with that hand, and then you start counting Hanuman, Sugriva, Jambavan, like that. The similar way, you count all 63 people, 63 Nayanmar with one hand, and count Manikavasagar in one hand. Like Manikavasagar is uncomparable in terms of his bhakti and his in terms of his Naishana Santhanam. And nobody can overcome Manikavasagar with his bhakti.